We made some money. We lost a lot of money. Unfortunately, we didn't kind of understood about technology back then. Like 300 Bitcoins. We swapped it all out for a certain token that went out and to become one of the biggest scams. So my dad is like my role model in Web3. Taught me how to open MetaMask, Binance, and there was one meme token. We made a lot of gains there, and we're like, oh, this is something.
It's crazy because, again, like I said, I feel like usually you hear the story, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Right? The son teaches the parent.
Oh, yes.
And in your story, it feels like your dad is teached you, kind of intro you, and he's actually like in it now, right? Well,
let's go again.
Mr. B,
yes.
Welcome to the Chinsanity Show, powered by 852. We just had dinner.
Yes, right? Chin. Yes.
And how was it? How's the dinner?
Oh, it was amazing. Thank you for the amazing hospitality. I mean, I just flew in. You guys met me, and we had an amazing Hong Kong dinner. I'm not sure, what cuisine would it be called, right. But it was amazing. Thank you for your hospitality.
Yeah. And Mr. B, I feel like I've seen you in a lot of crypto conferences recently.
Yes.
Like you do a decent amount of traveling, right, and stuff like that.
Yes. We started really getting into events from 2023, and I think events is the best way to connect and network, and that's how I knew you. A lot of friends out there, and in Hong Kong now for WOW Summit, and of course meeting you guys 852 and doing this podcast. So very happy to be here.
Yeah, amazing. And so you're from Thailand, right? And I feel like I do hear a decent amount of things, especially in the Web3 space, about Thailand, a lot of builders and stuff like that. Maybe for people that don't know, like how is Web3 like in Thailand and all that?
I would say it's moving in a very positive way. We have our setbacks, back and forth. Some areas are still gray. The regulations are following. But as we always say, as crypto people, if you wait for the regulations, you're not going to go anywhere. It's getting there. I think a couple of days ago, we just had a crypto tax-free kind of on the trades announced as well, officially. A lot of exchanges, a lot of builders are coming into Thailand, also doing arbitrage on the currency, living costs and everything. But overall, it's positive. I think Thailand, Hong Kong, Singapore, in my mind, is going in a very great way. So definitely think it's a crypto friendlier nation at the moment, and city as well. There's a lot going on. There's Thailand Blockchain Week upcoming. Right now it's September, so November. We're hosting Phuket Blockchain Week as well for the next month and also next year. So very, very positive about Thailand overall.
Yeah. It seems like I meet a lot of people that maybe are not from Thailand but go to Thailand and they build there, right? Would you say it's like the lifestyle more or the rules that you said, in Thailand it's getting more crypto friendly?
Yes.
But I feel like I've been meeting more and more people just being in Thailand, just building there.
Well, I think what I mentioned, the currency, the cost of living is much better. The culture, the vibe, it's very chill. You can kind of go anywhere, eat anything, and your living cost, rental is very friendly. Regulation-wise, it's still tricky because you cannot still do, let's say, DeFi publicly yet, or lending, staking, or those kind of protocols. I think it's more about the and culture itself, and just how much of network you can also build. There's a lot of nomads in Bangkok and Phuket, especially Phuket now. It's kind of saturated by.
Well, why is Phuket more than let's say Bangkok or something like that?
I think it's just like how Bali is right now. Phuket has been quite saturated already. I think Bali is in the first stage of where Phuket was a couple of years ago. We've got Bitcoin buildings. We've got crypto cities specifically. Streets as well. So it's very cool there, and the vibe, the beach, coconut, just
you can't beat that. The tropical weather. And, and stuff. Yeah,
for sure. But same. I think just like where Hong Kong is as a financial hub, and also very strong in terms of cryptocurrency, I believe, and blockchain supportive. So Phuket, Bangkok, these main city in Thailand are going to the same direction.
What are exchanges that people can use, like the central exchanges, as the local ones and
in Thailand?
Right?
In
Thailand. Yeah.
So BitCup, I'm sure every Thai person knows about it. It's I would say top three, let's say.
Is it called BitCup?
BitCup, yes. Then we actually have a lot of global exchanges coming in. We have Binance Thailand now. We've got KuCoin Thailand and many more coming. I might miss some names, but I think it's going to be very fruitful competition as well for the SEX in Thailand. Yeah.
I feel like in general, like Southeast Asia, it's been really hot, I feel like, for crypto, right? Like, you think about in gaming, for example,
Yes.
like the Philippines, Indonesia, right? Again, like we talked about, like builders in Thailand. Like it's I feel like I forgot, a friend told me he's like he feels like in crypto when it comes to, it's like the builders mostly in the north in the world, and then actually the users in the southern hemisphere, which is really interesting, right?
I think it's like culture wise, community wise, and also like the standard of living, and us Asians, we like to
the
talk,
food and stuff like that.
And I think everything in combination makes Southeast Asia very strong. For us, that was also the goal, because you asked why I've been traveling a lot. I think it's the best way to grow, especially being in Web3 space, which is still very, very early. Always early. I always say we're all gonna make it, although some might not. But if we survive, adapt, and keep putting our head in the game long enough, we're gonna make it. Yeah.
How about in terms of like the appetite, like in Thailand, with people with crypto? Like, is it like, I feel like a lot of places, I'm from the States, right? And crypto, people know about it, but a lot of them think it's a scam and stuff like that, or they don't want to touch it, or just too complicated. How do people in Thailand feel about crypto in general, like the general consensus? Like,
in more so public wise, I believe we're at a very beautiful space now, and compared to the last 3 years, when I'm in my sittings with friends, families, what do you do? I do crypto. Everyone kind of have a weird look at me, but now a lot of people are being more educated. There's a lot of great content creators, and I always like to say the phrase, we got to build a bigger pie rather than taking, the portion out as crypto native people in the Web3 space. And I believe Thai communities are doing very, very good in that way. We occasionally have hackathons, workshops. I see a lot of my Thai partners doing events monthly, educating people. We're working with universities a lot. So I'm heavily involved with two of the top universities in Thailand, Chula University and Thammasat. So they have their blockchain club. We recently did hackathon. We partnered with many friends within the Web3 space, did educational workshops, did like grant, programs. So overall, it's going in a very good direction. People are more so understanding what crypto truly is, what blockchain does, and it's not just a hocus pocus scam. It's actually a financial new model, and where they can also invest and learn about technologies and how to implement. As accelerators, that's our main focus within the space. We have a lot of friends and clients reaching out also from the Web2 space, mostly focusing on RWAs. And they're very keen to explore how they can bridge the gap between, RWAs with the blockchain technologies, and maybe access more liquidity, or, whatever it would be.
Yeah. Has there been any like maybe companies based in Thailand that have use blockchain stuff, or?
We have had some transitionings, bridging the gap. I wouldn't say it has been successful, but I still think we're at a trial and error phase a lot, and still most of the things are due to regulations. So I'm sure it's going to get better. But there has been a lot of case studies.
And stuff. Yeah.
Mostly real estates.
Real estate, RWAs and stuff. Yeah. No, but that's cool about universities.
Yes.
Like, because I hear a lot, even like in Malaysia too, right? Like their universities are starting getting blockchain clubs and stuff like that. Like, I guess for like schools, right? Like what do they see with crypto and blockchain? Like, do you feel like it's the future? I guess AI is honestly dominating the field and stuff like that. But like when you guys do grant programs, classes in universities, how is like the perception, like students and administrators and?
I feel like the students themselves, especially the kids that doing the blockchain clubs, they're very enthusiastic. They're very excited, and they kind of know that this is the future and this is where they should put their focus on and get ahead of the game. Like you mentioned, AI, it's the same. I mean, Web3 AI for me, it's kind of similar, and we kind of get to go together.
Do you consider AI as Web3?
I have friends who say they're totally different world, but I feel that they go hand in hand. And without AI, I don't think Web3 would go further, and without Web3, AI wouldn't come this far. And we see a lot of Web3 projects incorporating AI as well, and I think vice versa. Coming back, I think just the kids are very excited. A lot of the universities themselves are also seeing the importance of getting stepping their game up educational wise. We have curriculums that are being installed into the universities, and I know a couple of very good friends, very smart. They are giving lectures, very often in school. So I'm very bullish about it.
Yeah, really growing. And man, last year I felt so FOMO, but DevCon seemed like it was so much fun.
Yes.
It seemed like it was the biggest Web3 conference last year.
Yes.
It's not in Thailand this year, right? Or is it?
I guess their model is they keep changing where they host the event. Luckily, they picked Thailand as one of the very first Asia flagship, I guess. Well, I hope it would come back. I never felt that fun in Thailand before. I think there was like 800 side events. We did 15 events.
You guys did?
We did 15 side events within a week. Every friends were coming to us, and I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon, but it's amazing. So that also gave me a very big perspective of how the space is growing. I never thought in my life there would be 800 plus side events within week to week in Bangkok City.
I feel like someone told me it was even more than Token.
Oh yeah, it was. It definitely was.
Said that it was more.
No, because Thailand's also much cheaper. Like I mentioned, the standard cost of living and all, and doing events, you spend a lot. 30K in average.
Especially in tokens, like doing F1. I can't imagine as an organizer. I mean, you probably know how much it costs.
I mean, we're heading there soon, right? So So the hotel, the flights, the accommodations. I really hope Thailand could grow more as a hub, and government would support more soon. I'm sure it's going that way, just like Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know much about Hong Kong yet, but
yeah, for sure. And I know we talked off camera, but kind of like the group, really DTC Group, right? Maybe for some people that don't know, like what is DTC Group?
Thank you, Shin. So DTC Group, we're a Web3 powerhouse venture. So imagine us like an ecosystem that can support from 0 to 100 for Web3 projects, for founders, or even for Web2 companies that want to transition themselves. I believe we're kind of similar like what 852 is doing with the event arms, with the accelerator arm. We also have our own in-house labs where we cook our own products and launch and scale.
That kind of lab.
Yes,
okay. I was like, what kind of lab?
Different labs. We also write small to medium check sizes.
Okay.
I know right now the VC kind of part might not be that big of a topic in Web3, but we still do. We're kind of a one-stop shop in the space. Been here for 5 years now with DTC, and we're still pivoting and finding the best way to embark a journey and be in the pipeline of Web3. Yeah.
I feel like I see you guys in a lot of like events.
Yeah.
Right? Like event organizers and stuff like that. Like I guess like how is it like planning events for projects and stuff like that?
So we actually have something big upcoming.
Okay.
So I was very happy to have this podcast with you as well. So our event arm is called Connecting the Dots. So DTC swap backward, it's CTD, Connecting the Dots. So we kind of played with that concept. And for me, we started the events on 2023, and you're also within the event space, and it's not that profitable in the early stage. So it's more about connecting people. And I knew that Web3 is all about, knowing more people, networking, and building relationships. That's how, we grow in Web3 space. And we had a couple of IPs build up, networking events, workshops, after parties. So now it's more like we're also doing larger exhibitions, Phuket Blockchain Week, and larger events that we co-host with friends as well. So where we're heading forward with the event side of thing is just growing our IP more and focusing on larger exhibitions and hoping that we can onboard normies, Web2 people to Web3, give them educational, and also work with the government side to kind of just grow the space together much more.
Yeah. How did you guys start like DTC? Like what is the kind of like the origin story? Because you said you guys have been around like what, 5 years now?
Yeah. It's a long story. I personally started in 2017.
Okay.
I believe I was somewhere before college. But I wasn't like too deep into Web3. It was just like getting to know Bitcoin and hearing.
How'd you hear about like Bitcoin and stuff like that?
It was our neighbors and the community around in our neighborhood.
In the university?
Back at home in Phuket. And me and my dad, we kind of went in. We had like a football night sitting down, and the boys, the pops talking about BTC, and we made some money. We lost a lot of money. Unfortunately, we didn't kind of understood about the technology back then. We swapped it all out for a certain token that went out and to become one of the biggest scams in Thailand.
Yeah. Which one? Can you share which one?
I don't know if I can say it, but for Yushin, it's like it's called Foin, I guess, back then. Yeah.
What was the ticker?
It was Foin.
Okay,
I think we can take it out, but I'm telling you, Foin.
Yeah.
Well, our whole group, we had like, group neighborhood, we had like 200-300 Bitcoins. We swapped it all out there.
What was the Bitcoin's price during that time?
It was around 2018. Not very high.
Yeah, it was like
need to check the CMC again.
Yeah, like 1K or
I guess so.
That's crazy.
But that was just trying without not even understanding. Fast forward, I think 2019, my dad was still... So my dad is like my role model in Web3. He started using MetaMask, opening Binance account.
What interests him? Because usually parents, like my parents... Yeah. When they ask me what I do, they're like, I don't even want to know. Like you just, as long as you can survive, like crypto,
No, my dad, he's a very innovative guy, and he's always, on top of everything in the world. He's the dude that got the first ever laptop in his generation. He's the dude that is always ahead of the techs. And crypto wise, I'm sure he kind of stumbled upon something. Taught me how to open MetaMask, Binance, and we didn't know a thing, to be honest. Kind of played around, and there was one meme token. It was something Shiba. I don't know. It wasn't the main Shiba. We made a lot of gains there, and we're like, oh, this is something. And I believe it's similar to many people's story. We come in because of money first, right? We can earn and make a living out of Web3 by trading or whatsoever, using our luck. And then the more we got into it, the more we understood about the concept, especially Bitcoin, that the reason behind of it, all the fiat versus crypto freedom, all about his philosophical way. And
did you read the Satoshi, the white paper? Yes. And all that
he's like my role model. Like we have like his statue and white paper on like
at the office or
at office at home. We've got like a Bitcoin necklace and Bitcoin wall. But we went deep in that and never turned back ever since. My dad went out and, our family business used to be garments and tailors. He fully focused on crypto. Now he's running a VC firm.
On crypto?
Yes. Doing all of his crazy things.
Because, it's crazy because, again, like I said, I feel like usually you hear the story, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Right? The son teaches the parent.
Oh, yes.
And in your story, it feels like your dad is teached you, kind of intro you, and he's actually like in it now, right? Not
Yeah,
only
yeah.
is he like doing like playing around with it, but he's actually like
Yeah, maybe next
involved.
time he can be
Yeah, that would
another
be great.
guest.
Yeah, but that's awesome. Okay,
Then
so
he went his way, and I focused. I mean, we still worked on a couple projects together. I went into a lot of trenches, find out Telegram is where crypto people are, and got invited into many groups. And the reason I started DC at first, it was just because of I wanted whitelist and to get into these early investment opportunities. So back then, you need to be someone, you need to be able to provide some sort of value. And I had a little bit of my own entrepreneur journey, doing e-commerce, doing a lot of things back then. So I was
yeah,
like,
what were you doing before like DTC and stuff?
well, in college, I was just doing dishes. In Singapore, I studied in Singapore in a Japanese restaurant called Nobuya. I mean,
Yes,
yeah,
Nabuya.
yeah.
They have one here.
Yeah. And then I hopped on, did some collectibles trading on Facebook Marketplace and
Collectibles like
it was
cards or
it was actually Coca-Cola and sneakers.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's actually a very big community, Coca-Cola collectibles.
Like cans?
Yeah. Cans,
What's that?
fridges, merches. It's a very big
But
community.
it's Coca-Cola branded.
Yes, we actually talked about Pokemon right in the
Yeah,
dinner.
we did
So
earlier on,
it's
yeah.
a big market, and
Interesting.
not much people know about it. I still hope the community is still alive to
The
today.
Coca-Cola community.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but it was my main kind of like entrepreneur journey,
Interesting.
and then I hopped on to doing sneakers. And fast forward, that's where I kind of knew that okay, let me start an agency, because back then there was a lot of services for crypto projects. I mean, the early ICO era, P2E, a lot of scams going on. Back then, you can list on Fast Track CMCCG for $25,000, right? $30,000, and people were paying for it. And if you just get listed, your token is guaranteed to do 4 or 5x. But then I came out and kind of differentiated myself by just dox myself and actually showing the value that I can provide. Fast forward a little bit, realize that okay, this is the right thing. I'm also able to make a living here, and I'm building something great. I got a couple team members involved, pivoted a lot. We failed a lot, learned a lot from doing crypto, and then slowly build out ecosystem, made friends, partnerships, start flying out, and then we became a whole ecosystem. Long story short, that's how we're here right now, and most of our team are kind of global, and I think for crypto it's borderless, right? And finally, everyone in the team, we kind of knew each other through internet.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how you found people?
Yeah,
for the team?
Telegram, internet, talking
crazy.
years and years, and it's not like your usual interview applicants on LinkedIn or whatsoever. And I think that's the beauty of crypto.
I feel like if people send you LinkedIn, you kind of sus.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
It's funny because is it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it was Bitcoin Asia, right? And I'm sure you know, this Bitcoin community is a little different from like Web3, ETH community.
Yes.
And this was actually the first time I've ever had people ask me, "Hey, what's your Facebook? What's your LinkedIn?" in a Web3 conference.
No, I totally understand. I'm like a huge Bitcoin fan,
Yeah.
so I hold a lot of tokens, but most of my savings goes to Bitcoin, and I love Bitcoin community. I go to Bitcoin communities in Thailand as well occasionally, and I totally understand where you're saying like they're.
Is it like that? Like it's more maybe because it's older crowd.
Yeah, I mean they don't do the selfie and Telegram thing.
It's LinkedIn, it's Facebook.
But they're very cool people,
Yeah.
and they understand the financial literacy and system and why Bitcoin exists heavily. They can be sometimes very aggressive.
Oh, really?
and have a.
In what
I
way?
mean, just a strong opinion towards other Web3 things.
That's true.
Yeah.
Bitcoin maxis are like crazy.
Yeah.
Like
I used to call myself just Bitcoin maxi, but and then I guess we're just Web3 maxis.
Okay.
I just prefer to save a bit more in Bitcoin. That's pretty much it. But I love everyone in the game, and I think everyone is contributing towards a better future. I had a conversation with my friend once that, hey, what would kill Web3, right? And I think whatever kills Bitcoin would kill Web3. So what would kill Bitcoin? It would be the lack of trust within the Bitcoin, which would cause from people trusting the government. And I don't see a picture where we would anyhow trust the government 100%. So yeah, that's where I am.
Yeah, I didn't know you're a big Bitcoin maxi.
Oh yeah. I'm a big Bitcoin. I started my journey with Bitcoin, but I definitely am big in some other top 5, top 10 tokens as well. And I DGen as well, right? I learn every cultural aspects in Web3. I'm sure you do as well, Chin. Yeah, we gotta learn. I mean, doesn't make much money from DGening, but yeah, you gotta learn the culture.
Gotta learn the culture, crypto Twitter. I feel like you gotta like. It's something actually you mentioned in kind of your journey too. You know, starting DTC, right? Like the failure, right? It's like being a DGen.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like I've never met a good trader that's never. Obviously, they make more than they've lost, but like they've taken losses and stuff like that, right? Yeah, I'm just curious. If you could share, like, what were some of the kind of in your journey building DTC, coming like the failures and stuff like that, and
building in Web3 isn't definitely the most easiest thing. It's very fun, right? It's very fun. You meet a lot of new peoples. There's a lot of new challenges. If you're someone who loves taking challenges, if you're someone who loves doubting your decisions every single minute, every single hour, that's for you. If you're someone who can thrive in a lot of macro factors influencing, the direction you go, that's definitely for you. And for me, it's the same way. It has taught me a lot, not just in doing business in Web3, but I think being an entrepreneur overall is taking challenges daily, making tons of decisions, jumping right down the hill without even knowing how you're going to survive. I heard someone say that doing business or being entrepreneur is just like going on a jet and just riding it while also learning on a book how to ride a jet. So yeah, one thing that really taught me running DTC as a company is you, as cliche it might sound, you gotta fail a lot. You just gotta take the hit. You gotta be brave enough to take another step, because once you get into a certain stage, which we did, and that was where we had our downfall, is we got comfortable. We thought we had made a big embarkment within the Web3 space. We became someone, and we shouldn't, try new things because it's gonna put a lot of risk on us. We could fail, and that hurt us a lot because we stopped innovating. We stopped trying new things, and from that lesson, I learned that gotta execute more, gotta take the idea into reality as fast as you can. And that's how we're seeing a lot of successful Web3 people, our friends that are releasing products day by day. And I think it's the heart of just taking actions. But it has been very fun, and I've learned to enjoy the journey truly. Like today, you're having the first ever podcast officially with you. It's very fun, finding many things. And within crypto, I think we travel a lot. We meet many friends. We meet new culture and learn new things every day. And with how fast the space is changing, just like AI, every day is like just another day to learn new things.
Yeah. No, I like it how like you mentioned how you guys gain success, right? And then kind of get a little bit complacent of the changes, right? And kind of, it's funny because you mentioned that during dinner.
Yes.
And it seemed like you were really like pretty passionate about it. You're like, yo, everything changes. We gotta, always change with the thing. And now it seems like, okay, I know where that's coming from, right? From experience, right? And stuff like that. Because yes, I totally agree with you. Like this year, right? Who would have thought it's the year of InfoFi?
Oh, yeah.
Kaido this, Kaido that. And
I mean, even before that, who would thought the president of United States of America would launch his own meme coin? And that there's so many surprises that happen.
Did you get any?
Oh, yes. Luckily, I was in Japan, and I think Japan time zone is like 3-4 hours faster. Yeah, something like that. And that made me be in the right position, that I saw it launched like couple minutes after, but I was hesitant. I was DMing all my friends that
Did you ape in then?
at a very higher market cap.
Okay.
I made good gains, but still, like any degens would do, you kind of love your bag too much.
You hold it too
yeah, so
long.
it's a whole cycle of the learning, but it's big things. I think 2024, 2025, we've seen a lot of changes, and as someone who are OG, I would say, if we're being longer than 4 years and survived over 3 cycles, I would say we still need to always be ahead of where the market is going. You need to analyze it well, or else you're just gonna lag behind. Now the normies, Web2 people, I like to call them normies, are coming in.
I like to call them the normal people.
Normal people, yeah.
We're the weird people.
Yeah, we're the weird people, yeah. Weird is fun. And you just gotta know where it's going. I don't think it's gonna be like the same market 2021, 2022, like a lot of 100x, 50x anymore.
Do you think we'll ever see that again? Because I feel like this year, after the change of administration in the States, right, and him Trump launching a coin, we did see quote unquote like a bull run ish, but then it wasn't like, I feel like it wasn't like to the level we saw in 2021 and 22, right?
No, I think I believe we're far past that point. We're occasionally gonna see some crazy launches, doing very well. But the space has matured a lot, and I believe we also have to mature and follow along. And my own 2-year self back then, I would say just go all in always. Now I've learned to diversify. Actually, I used to keep all my 100% portfolio in crypto. Now a little bit diversification out there. Still heavy crypto, of course, but not too much on things that can go up a lot, go down a lot.
Learning from experience.
Yes,
true trader, like you said, 3 cycles.
Yeah, and I think everyone that wants to come into the space, especially now, I think it's a very good opportunity to tap in. Why? Because a lot of educational podcasts like these are out there that they can learn from. They don't have to go through all those trials and error. Of course, you have to taste the failure and taste the downside of crypto as well to learn. But it's more safe. There's a lot of educational content. There's a lot of supportive communities, and regulation wise, it kind of prepares you a lot for what crypto is and helps your journey.
Yeah. Where do you see like our industry heading? Because I know you guys work with a lot of projects and stuff like that. You travel a lot around the world, have events, and it's something I always ask like my guests is like, where do you see like crypto again? It's impossible to see where it's heading. But like, for example, like I don't know how much you're involved with Kaido, right? And Ep.4. But I was talking to a builder recently, and he pretty much said, like, I'm not even working with agencies anymore. I'm going straight to Kaido because Kaido's giving me this, this thing, right? And I was like thinking about it, even the cost-wise, he was telling me Kaido was better and stuff. But yeah, I'm curious from your perspective. Yeah, what have you been seeing? Yeah.
If we're talking overall, looking into my magic crystal ball, I'm very bullish. Of course, I'm always bullish. Like even when there's like clear red market, I always tell my friends, you gotta stay bullish. This is when you light up your inner green more than the chart. And I like the phrase where it's going around. Everything that can be tokenized will be tokenized, and blockchain, NFT, smart contracts, crypto, basically, it has its own perks. There's a lot of noise out there as well, but if you look into the core and you jump in and you focus and truly understand what crypto is doing, you'll know, that it's heading in a very positive way. In terms of more on specifics of like you said, there's innovative platforms like Kaito and all of this. I think it's gonna cut out a lot of things that are unnecessary and the gap of being a middleman, because that's what blockchain does, right? Transparency, decentralization, and that's how we're pivoting as well, focusing more on building products and finding the pain points, gaps that fulfills what crypto is lacking. And for us at DC right now, it's more on how can we bring value to each stakeholders within the space, whether it's influencers, KOLs, builders, developers, investors, and especially building the gap between Web 2 to Web 3, because that's where, we got to work out and have this kind of bridge to complete the missing puzzles.
The mass adoption that everyone talks about, the onboarding and all that fun stuff.
I mean, Pudgy, we have Pudgy here. Pudgy is doing an amazing job as face of the crypto. Every friend. I have my sister, 6 years younger than me. She even knows Pudgy, right? She doesn't know crypto yet. I'm slowly learning.
How did she find out about Pudgy?
I think it's through the new game launch, Pudgy Party. So just plugging in Pudgy a little bit. But I think this is what crypto is lacking, and getting the mass adoption in, letting people understand, and maybe at one point they don't even need to know what smart contract is or blockchain. I think some of the games out there are already doing Web 2.5 games, the backend being smart contract, blockchain supported. That's where I see us going ahead, Chin.
I think definitely when it comes to, like you said, like reaching the Web 2 people, the normies, it's like the blockchain being the back end of things, right? Like during dinner, you mentioned Polymarket.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like that. Right now, I think in the mainstream news, mainstream media, you hear about Polymarket, right? And I remember I was watching another podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, so like one of the hosts, he was mentioning, so on Polymarket, they said this person did this. I'm like, oh, a crypto, a crypto product, right? But in a mainstream audience. So I Polymarket is a... Do you do Polymarket?
Not yet. I'm just recently kind of getting into the educational part and getting into the rabbit hole. But I mean, the liquidity over there is crazy. I saw Mr. Beast charity, I guess.
He did it on Polymarket.
He raised on, I think, another campaign, but there was a Polymarket kind of, can he complete the race or not? It was crazy. I think that's also where big liquidity is going on. But for some countries like Thailand, of course, it's still sensitive.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Like betting.
Yeah, betting.
Especially like politics too.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Thailand, I know could be a little bit very gray areas and stuff. But it's funny because I don't know if you're aware, but like I feel like Polymarket really got big during the U.S. election, where it predicted the election better than in the States, the polls, the so-called polls.
Yes.
And it was so good and so accurate. I don't know if you know this, but I think a day or two after the election, the FBI actually raided the CEO of Polymarket.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Because they think it like kind of...
Yeah, well, I think they wanted to know why were they able to predict it so well compared to, again, the so-called polls and stuff like that. I remember one guy mentioned this to me. I forgot. I think it was on a space or whatnot. He said like Polymarket is like a reflection of what actually people think this is gonna happen. Like what the consensus is, the actual consensus, not bias or anything like that. Right? It's like
it's like a true thought, and it kind of goes in that way.
Yeah,
I think it can be like it might influence even some people that aren't even like doing the betting, choosing the side, but they see where it's going and kind of get influenced about it. Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah.
And maybe like in Hong Kong, I'm really curious, Chin, like how everything is going with the Web3, ecosystem.
Yeah, I might not be the best person to ask because I've been in Hong Kong Web3 for maybe a few months and stuff. But one thing I've noticed is like, especially this year, there's been a lot of crypto conferences here in Hong Kong. Like, I mean, you're here for one, right?
Yes.
And then early on, there was like Consensus, there's Web3 Festival, Bitcoin Asia was here. Speaking of Bitcoin Asia, right? I know you're a big Bitcoin person.
Yep.
There was a ton of people that came. And it's one thing unique about doing Bitcoin Asia that I've never seen in a crypto conference was that there was actually people listening to the talk.
Oh, yeah.
Usually crypto conferences, no one listens to talks and stuff. But in Bitcoin Asia, there was people sitting down, all full on the main stage, taking notes.
Oh, yeah.
One thing was unique because Bitcoin Asia, for I think a few months, they gave out tickets for free, the general admission, the GA tickets, and I think that encouraged somewhat people to come. right, to come explore, especially locally in Hong Kong, right? And I'll tell you something funny. I was at a church and I was talking to this guy, and that Sunday was after Bitcoin Asia, and he was telling me how he went to Bitcoin Asia. I'm like, oh, do you work in Web3? He's like, no, I just was curious. So I got a free ticket.
Yeah.
I wanted to go. And I felt like, in this reflection, you're asking me about Hong Kong, right?
Yep.
I feel like, at least what I saw in Bitcoin Asia, people are getting curious. Like, especially, that's, again, what I saw at the last conference in Hong Kong. People are really curious about crypto. They might not be in it yet, but they're definitely, it's in their radar. Like, they definitely want to know. Yeah.
I think for Web2 people, this is what I'm seeing in Thailand as well. When I scroll through Facebook, the social medias, there's people who are comparing Bitcoin with gold, kind of like digital gold. So I think that's where, for most of the newbies or new people that are just getting into it, they're kind of understanding in that concept that it's another kind of investment vehicle or diversification for them. And once they truly understand what it's doing, and that's like their first step introduction to Web3, and whether they go down the rabbit hole and go to become a DJ or not, or kind of other areas, it depends. Yeah, but I really like that.
Yeah. And since you're a big Bitcoin guy, I was just curious, even like in El Salvador, right? They make Bitcoin as their like national currency and stuff like that. And it was funny because I was watching a YouTube video. And this guy's like, okay, can we actually use pay in Bitcoin in El Salvador? So he went there, and some places accepted Bitcoin, some places didn't, right? But I'm curious to come from your perspective. Do you feel like, because when Bitcoin was created, crypto, it was created during '08, right? In that time during the financial crisis and stuff, and people, the guy, Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever that is, maybe I don't know.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's me. I wouldn't be doing this with you, right? No, but. What was I getting at? Oh, yeah, like Bitcoin, crypto was like the reason why it started, right, was to be decentralized, a currency where anywhere in the world, right, people can trade and stuff like that. But I feel like it has kind of transitioned more of a store of value, right?
Yes.
Like digital gold, like you mentioned in Thailand. I feel like everyone in the world has been seeing Bitcoin more of that. Do you see there's going to be a case where Bitcoin, I wouldn't say it's original intention, but like kind of the original intention where it's the exchange of value versus the store value, store value and stuff.
I think a lot of people might have different opinions on this, especially if they're Bitcoin maxi. For me, I would see it more of store value, like you say. In Thailand, there's a couple places. Like in Phuket, there's BTC building where you can.
There's a BTC building.
Yeah, there's actually
a whole building.
Yeah, we did events there, and it's by one of our good friends.
Interesting.
They actually kind of cashed out some portion of their investment in Bitcoin and wanted to build, and kind of contribute to the Web3 space. They made a whole BTC building. It's called BTC Space.
What do people do there in the building?
It's like a cafe / office space / you can, virtually register your company there. It's a co-working space. Yes. It's very cool. You should be there. Maybe next event with you.
They have a cafe.
Yes. And you can kind of do the payments with Bitcoin.
That's crazy.
There's a whole, I think it's in the northern part of Thailand. I saw it kind of a couple months back that the whole alley, are stores that accept Bitcoin as payment. It's supported by one of the very good a Bitcoin community person that just wanted to, kind of build more use case and, build some noise for Bitcoin. But
how many stories is this Bitcoin building?
3 or 4. It's a big building. Yeah, you should definitely be there.
Are there a decent amount of companies in that? What companies in the building?
I'm not so sure,
okay.
but it's a good for doing events as well. That's why we're planning to do a lot of events there. We did couple already and upcoming. But yeah, for me, I think I still see Bitcoin as a store of value, a place where I would place my funds more than holding fiat and hedge against inflation and everything that's going on. I know there's like Lightning networks and everything that's trying to support its speed and everything. But still, for me, I would assume that it's just like how my mom would, keep her cash in gold just to give her grandson. So that's how I see it overall, Chin.
Yeah.
Oh, very different. Everyone has different
Yeah,
opinions.
I had like another Bitcoin guy from Xverse.
Yeah.
Right, and he gave me like break down three things. One of them is store value, one is exchange, and I forgot whatever the one, maybe building products on top of it, like L2s and stuff like that. Yeah.
There was a board game in Thailand. I actually saw it's by Bittoon. But many contributors, and they did a launch on Kickstarter, very successful, and that's how much I see people are trying to push adoption of. Imagine everyone's playing Monopoly, but it's a Bitcoin board game. That's very cool. I'm still waiting for my hands to get on it right now.
Yeah. Oh, so it's a game building right now in Thailand.
It's very famous. It's already launched. It's like a Bitcoin board game.
Bitcoin board game.
Maybe when we have it, we can.
We can play it.
Yeah.
So is it live? Like, people can play it?
They kind of raised like 100K, I guess, for the Kickstarter, and they're kind of slowly distributing. Very awesome. I like where it's going, the whole space overall.
Yeah. It seems like Thailand, like you just mentioned, I mean, you mentioned earlier, right? Schools are taking serious note of it. There's blockchain clubs, things that you guys are partnering with. There's a Bitcoin building.
Yeah.
There's people building Monopoly games of Bitcoin and all that. Like, it seems like, it's like you said, like, I feel like Thailand's really heading.
Yeah, I mean,
that,
I go back and forth around Asia a lot. I feel everyone is just kind of, if we're in the Web3 community, everyone is contributing, everyone is trying to grow the space further. Just Thailand, I think, is moving a little bit faster. People are more enthusiastic to support and, grow out. They just want to tell their neighbor that, hey, you should learn about Bitcoin. That's what I do always as well.
Are people like this, like, it's a scam, or like a little more curious? Like, hey, maybe I should know more about
I think it's in the approach you go with it.
Oh, approach.
How you go.
Okay, how do you approach? How do you approach people?
I would just ask them like, hey, how would you fight the inflation that's minimum 10% per year right now, and what you're earning is reducing, the value is going out day by day, and your purchase power is dying. Most of them would say gold and all, and I would ask further, then how would you kind of move gold around, and then they kind of have a why, and I actually have a spreadsheet that I give to my newbies friends.
You have a spreadsheet?
Yeah, and it consists with questions that they have to answer, why, and then they get curious, and I give them the Bitcoin standard book.
Oh, you do give them Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Oh, can I take? Can I take it? Am I considered normie? Or?
Oh no,
no, I'm not.
You got fudgy sauce. But it's just a way that I'm not giving them financial advice.
Yeah.
We just have a talk, and they know me as the crypto guy in the group of friends. And I was like, this is where you can start. Like, find the why and try to answer, and you're gonna get deep in the rabbit hole. If you're interested. But yeah, overall, I do believe at one point all the Web 2, Web 3 already I see this collapse between overlapping Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Everything's going this year. Robinhood app, tokenize, everything. Yeah, we never thought we would come this far, this fast. I believe I never thought as well.
And didn't Robinhood, I think during ECC, right, announce something pretty? I forgot what it was, right?
I think they're just...
The CEO was there too.
Yeah. I believe, if I'm not wrong, they're like tokenizing the stocks. Yes, and you can invest it. But we never saw these kind of fast movements before. Yeah. So I think for people like us, we're just more and more bullish where the space is going.
Yeah, we've even gotten the radar of Elon. And it's not just Doge.
No.
I don't know if you were in CoinFest in Bali.
I was there.
Yeah, I saw on X. I wasn't there. I sadly wasn't there. But I don't know if you went to the conference, but X X was there.
Yes.
They were there. Like
I had a picture with their booth. Actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was.
Did you go talk to them and stuff?
I didn't have a chance to, but I was very surprised, and I think that's another thing that makes us more like excited where it's going. Getting supported by X, and CoinFest Bali was amazing. The traffic was the only.
Yeah, I heard the traffic was bad.
It was very bad.
There's only like one way in, one way out.
But I loved it. The venue and the people were very. Happy about what's happening, and I think I saw a lot of Web2 businesses as well.
Interesting.
A lot of people
participating in the CoinFest.
Yeah, I think they
event?
wanted to know more about Web3.
Wow.
So yeah, I think overall every place, and Bali is a big nomad crypto hub right now.
Of course.
Everyone's going there.
Yeah.
Just going there, getting their laptop, renting a villa, building, locking in. It's lock-in season right now as well for us too. So yeah, I like where it's going. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you mentioned Robinhood, right? In Bali, like you said, there's the Web2 companies coming in. X was there. Yeah, definitely. I feel like this cycle, I feel like our industry moves. I have to be honest, right? It moves when Bitcoin goes up or when Bitcoin gets into the headline for the good reasons, not the bad reasons, right? And I think because of that, I think people, retail and institutions, right, are seeing that and like, hey, they're curious more, or they have an open mind. Versus, I feel like I don't know how it was like in the last cycle, because I was a newbie in the last cycle in 2021.
Okay.
But I feel like this cycle, brands are actually taking it more seriously and thinking of a more long-term approach than short-term.
Yeah.
Right? Like you mentioned, I think, I don't know if it was on camera, off camera, about NFTs. Right?
Yeah.
Not a good NFT. I don't know about you, but like the last cycle, I feel like every major brand launched some type of NFT. Right? Like Pepsi launched like a microphone.
Yeah.
And it's just, the reason I bring this up, it's like, it was just very short term. It was just like, everyone's going to launch NFT, and then we're going to go metaverse somehow, some way. And then
I talked to my friend Kong, actually, you met him. So he's also very much focused in AI right now. And for these Web2 companies, they see Web3 AI obviously as a new technology innovation that they have to kind of adapt. But sometimes with their size and where they are, things are a bit slower, and they might just kind of try it, kind of like just the next flashy thing, and kind of not sure where it's going and take a pause. I saw Lamborghini. I think they did some NFT collections.
Oh yeah, they did I think with Animoca recently.
Yeah.
You know what happened to that?
I'm not so sure, but I see it's a good sign. Anyhow, they're just trying and going around it. I think it's same with the AI. I'm not too deep in AI yet. Still studying, and that's where we're also collaborating with Kong to make funds and hackathons for AI Web3 collaborations. But yeah, I think everyone is also playing around with AI, how we did with Web3, and that's why I think it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. What do you, because you mentioned how you're trying to position DTC as kind of like the bridge, right? Web2, Web3. When you maybe approach like Web2 companies and stuff, like what do they think about Web3, or how do they feel like how they can integrate Web3?
They know that with Web3, there's a lot of access to liquidity.
Yeah.
Especially most of the companies that reach out to us, like I mentioned, are RWAs-based kind of concepts. But it's not going to work because there's a lot of regulatory blockages, and also it doesn't actually make sense. For me, it's quite simple for a crypto product or a project platform to work out. It has to provide value to all stakeholders and players. And it seems like where they're heading is just going to benefit them. They can get a lot of cash and go out. And it doesn't make sense because I myself put in the shoe. Would I invest in that token? Would I invest in that product? I would not, because it doesn't make sense. And why would I go and invest in a product that I'm not actually owning? And there's a lot of gaps. And how would it make me more interested than me putting in my lovely BTC and just chilling and work and save and put in more? So something like that, Chin. But I'm sure it's going in a good direction.
Yeah. What do you think needs to like? And again, and I'm like firing the question. I'm curious. I'm just curious, and I might have a take or two as well. But what do you think is needed for more retail, more Web2 people to be in crypto? Is it? I think use case scenario, right? Like we mentioned, Polymarket.
Yeah.
The bets, right? People like to make it's a human nature thing. It's fun, and now there's some aspect of it you can make money and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. What do you? I feel like there's no right or wrong answer, but what do you feel like is needed in our industry for people to say, hey, or for brands, for retail to be like, hey, to use crypto products or?
I'm sure we agree on educational, like making them truly understand what Web3 is fixing. I had a conversation with my friend, and using flashy Web3 words and phrases is not definitely
fiat, ERC, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Again, you work with a lot of projects. I used to work in an agency in Web3 as well. Yeah. There's so many builders, how they start their sales pitch. It's like, oh, we're on the Avalanche blockchain. Yeah. We're on Polygon. Obviously, we know, right? Yeah. We know, okay, cool, whatever, Kaya, whatever. But the normal people, they don't know and they don't care what chain you're on.
No. And I think that's like the main part where with educational, and it has to be easily accessible, and I think heavily on cultural aspects of the brands, the stores building, how you attract people in. Of course, once you have the why and solutions of what product you're doing and who you're gonna serve, if it's a wallet, if it's a swap, DeFi protocols whatsoever. I mean, coming back to Pudgy, I think this is one of the greatest examples how they're bridging all the gaps while providing educational value, entertainment, and also having an overall culture, community aspect to bring people in. I think that's where we're lacking, and we need to think a lot in terms of how people can onboard the easiest way and understand us.
Yeah. Education, and it's something you guys have been doing, right? In the universities and stuff like that. And that is pretty cool. That's pretty cool what you guys are doing because honestly, you get them young.
Yes, I'm definitely not the most technical, smartest guy, within my team, but I have great, team members and partners that they work with universities and really, really provide opportunities to them as well. Whether they want to build, they just want to learn about crypto, they just want to try and see. Some of them are also starting out by investing. So very cool to see young kids like coming in and don't have to go through pump and dumps like we did.
Or like you mentioned pump.fun.
Crazy market, right?
Yeah. That's another podcast for another day, man. Pump.fun is crazy.
I never saw it coming. I mean, $600-700 million revenue
Is it really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
And very simple, right? For Web3 people, one click, done.
You can make your own token.
I think that's kind of also what works. It doesn't have to be very complicated, very straightforward. It has a clear why and what problem it solves, and
Yeah. Pump.fun is an interesting platform.
Did you kind of...
I did.
Yeah.
Because I feel like maybe it's too degen for me, right? But it makes sense, especially in our industry, right? You can make your own coin, your own meme coin.
It's a bit overwhelming. Yes.
I mean, the site, I'm sure everyone listening to this podcast have been on the site. It is quite wild.
Yes. Wild West. But that's where, the spaces keep evolving. I'm sure there's going to be a next Pump.fun and next big thing. And once we know we're going to be at the space where, we have so many varieties, options to choose, and also accessible for normal people as well. I still think, Chin, we're very early. there can be much more L1s, L2s. There can be much more applications. I think one of the biggest top apps in the Web3 space, like we only have 300K users.
Which one is that?
Maybe Pump.fun is one of them. And I'm talking about like very, average monthly active users. And compared to, let's say, a game on App Store on iPhone or Apple, right? It's a whole different game, and that's where we should aim. If especially we're a builder, we're working on a lot of mini apps with World Chain. If you heard before as well,
Which chain?
World Chain,
World
Coin.
Oh, WorldCoin.
Yeah. So we're doing a lot of mini apps there, and
you guys are. Oh.
yeah, that's also their strategy.
Do they gotta scan your eye for the game?
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild.
I mean, depends. You can kind of put up settings, whether you need to verify or not, or if you verify, you get special benefits.
Is that why they scan your eye? Is it because they don't want to verify?
Well, not going too deep on it. It's basically like, AI is coming here, and in the future, we're not going to be able to differentiate. Shin, is this really you on this podcast, or is it just a clone of your AI doing? So, yeah, you can separate those. And
so they scan your eye too.
Yeah, maybe in the next 20 years, I need to make sure you are human talking to me online. So, but it's a good concept. There's a lot of controversial going around, especially
that's why I'm kind of. I saw the eye scan thing.
Yeah.
In Japan, in WebEx.
Yes.
Some guy was. And I was like, he's like, oh, you gotta like scan your eye to get this prize. I'm like, there's no way I'm scanning my eye.
Yeah.
But I mean, have you scanned your eye using the WorldCoin?
We are partnered with them in Thailand, so we did a lot of launch events. We're doing an upcoming program. I'm not sure I can highlight here, but it's kind of like a accelerator program that we're gonna have a lot of builders onboarded. Accelerator program.
Oh, accelerator. Okay,
yes.
I thought you said X-rated.
Sorry.
I'm like, oh.
And they have a mini app feature within. I think it's like Ton mini apps. So that's how people can onboard and try apps, and a lot of normal people are coming in. Regarding the eye scan, I think if you are really keen and dig into their documents and the tech behind it, I'm sure it's kind of safe.
Have you scanned your eye before?
Oh, I have to.
Okay.
I'm working with them, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You have no choice.
I mean, I did kind of went into the materials and everything. I'm sure it's safe. They don't kind of keep your data and all. But different topic for another day.
It's funny because WorldCoin, right? ChatGPT and Sam Altman, right, is the guy. And I feel like in crypto, the name Sam is
yes.
a lot of things, a lot of connotations.
Unfortunately, I never kept my money in FTX. I'm not sure about you, Chin, but a lot of my friends got affected as well.
Yeah, that set us back a couple of years. I feel like as a whole industry, and
it also moves us forward faster. I believe we learn a lot from that. But yeah, that definitely makes people a little bit scared when they hear, because these headlines, go everywhere, more bad than good things about
Didn't Bitcoin go all the way down to like 18K?
Yeah.
From 69 for the culture to 18.
Maybe even less. Maybe
it was.
I believe so. 2022.
It was 2022. It was like in the fall. I remember when that broke out.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you still believe that this year,
I should have.
Yeah.
I should.
Sometimes you just gotta like zoom out and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. You never can predict the future. In the end, it's how much you understand what you're getting yourself into, how much committed you are to it, and everyone has their own opinion, I would say.
Yeah. I think one thing that I totally agree with you is we're still early, right? Again, I think it is very cliche to say that.
I'm not sure we can use this phrase forever, but we can still for now. I believe,
it's a good excuse. If things go south, we're still early. But yeah, because there are going to be still scams here, unfortunately, right? And there's going to be bad actors here and there and stuff. You mentioned Trump coin, early this year with, what happened with Libra and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
It's not fun stuff, but like all that stuff. But I think as a whole, right, we're seeing retail. We're seeing institutions, like something we haven't mentioned yet, like the ETFs, right, launching and stuff like that all over. We're moving forwards, right? And I feel like crypto is not like a taboo thing anymore.
Of
like
course.
crypto, yeah. Even with people that don't care about crypto, they know, hey, it's something I need to get to know because this might be the future.
Of course.
My paycheck or how I'm in transact money is going to be there, right? And so, yeah, it's interesting.
And still like billions of people that are debanked, right? They don't have access to it, and I think crypto is there to kind of solve all this solution. And yeah, I still believe, like you said, as cliche it sounds, we're still early. If we actually look into the statistics and numbers, there's much more growth, and I'm sure with a lot of regulation that is kind of growing towards being more crypto friendly and where we're heading, and people like us and many of our partners supporting growing the space, definitely going to a brighter area. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of unexpected setbacks more, but that's what it needs for the market to grow further.
We need every world leader to launch a coin.
Hopefully a good kind of token.
Yeah, good. Speaking of presidents, like the recent. Well, it's not really him launching it.
Yeah.
The World Liberty Coin. Right?
Yeah.
It's okay, right now.
You got into the pre-sale.
I did not. But did you?
Most of us did because we were like, it's Trump. Gotta get in. I'm not sure what's going on right now.
But Eric Trump was here.
Oh, yeah.
During Bitcoin Asia.
Next time we should pull him.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
podcast.
Next time. He had a lot of security too. But yes, it's definitely interesting.
No, I think at least they're all pro crypto, I believe, no matter what the true intention is. But still, that's going to help us kind of transcend to the next phase faster.
Yeah. Yeah, and I believe his brother, Donald Trump Jr., is going to be in Korea.
Oh.
I think maybe someone's going to be...
Week.
Yeah, Korean blockchain week and then token. But you're right. I think just in general, like, it legitimizes a lot of things. And even the banking, like, say, the bank, or even controlling yourself outside of the banks, right? Like, Eric Trump actually shared during Bitcoin Asia where... Like the reason why they got more into crypto, the family, is because after the incident in January 6th, a lot of banks in the U.S. like shut them down. It's crazy. They shut them down so a lot of the property and stuff like that, and so that's why crypto is a solution. Even.
Oh yeah. You gotta take care of your own money.
Yeah, right. It's not just the bank, but even the bank. Right? People.
Yeah. Not your keys, not your coins. You gotta plug that in.
Yeah.
You gotta trust yourself. But yeah, Chin, I think like that's the main motto of crypto, right? Just who can you trust? Where you should, keep all of your hard-earned income, and in the end, it's best with yourself.
Yeah. Trust yourself. So if you lose it, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's not anyone else's fault. Yeah, cool. Yeah. I know we're closing out this podcast. It's been an amazing time. But Mr. B, we'll love to hear like what's next for yourself? What's next for DTC? I was just curious. What do you hope for in the next coming months or so? I know as we're filming this right now, I feel like it's like a conference sprint, right?
Yes.
Like, I feel like every week there's a conference in Asia and stuff like that. So yeah, like I was just curious, like what's next for you? What's next for DTC? What are you hoping for?
Thank you, Shin. So we're definitely adapting to how the market is growing. Like you mentioned, InfoFi is very big, and in terms of our agency's arm, it definitely needs to shift, and that's why we're focusing more on accelerating, working with a lot of L1s, L2s out there. Also with our labs that we recently launched to actually launch products. We think we've accumulated enough knowledge, experiences, and knowing actually what the market needs. The audiences, I'm sure they're going to be able to see a couple of our products that are being cooked, launching soon this year and next year. And In terms of investments, it's kind of tricky going with the VC route right now, but we're still active and finding the next gems, in the bushes or wherever. So we're focusing. Still a lot of events. Still gonna network a lot around Asia, and next year we're actually spearheading Europe more and the US market. That's where we're heading. Very much inviting everyone to our events, and if you're a builder out there, if you're someone that is running a company in Web3, happy to work with and partner together to build a better space. In the end, for DC ourselves is having a strong ecosystem to support any projects, founders, and also building and generating our own value through products and services to the market. But yeah, next stop would be Singapore, and then ending the year with Thailand Blockchain Week and in Phuket. So very excited because our big event that we're planning for is next year, April. We kind of pushed it through Q3, Q4, where everything is kind of bombarded. Before Thailand Water Festival Songkran,
Yep.
we're aiming to do a very big exhibition in Phuket for the first time, I would say officially, because the past one has been smaller and middle scale. So very excited for that and happy to have your team, 852, everyone there as well.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you, Shin.
Yeah. Last thing,
Yes.
when do you think, since you're a Bitcoin guy, when do you think Bitcoin's going to be $1 million? What's that prediction?
I actually have a lot of videos. You saw my blog, and in a lot of those clippets, I mentioned my predictions of Bitcoin prices. I actually predicted the 100K kind of 2 years before it hit perfectly on my Twitter. I'm being more active on Twitter now, and I'm kind of positive that we're going to see $1 million within 2030. That's kind of my own prediction.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very excited for it. I bet with my friend as well that if it doesn't go that way, I owe him 1 Bitcoin. So let's see. Let's see.
I wouldn't be that friend. but Mr. B, it's been really amazing. I know.
Thank you, Shin.
We have a long day ahead of us tomorrow.
Yes.
So again, appreciate you being here, and good luck with everything.
Yeah, thank you for the hospitality, Shin. Thank you for the amazing dinner. My first official podcast here with you, and looking forward to do a lot more things together. And thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.